Hello, today we are going to solve problems leading to quadratic equations. And I have 3 questions to solve under that. The first one is, a man is now 4 times as old as his son, and 8 years ago the product of their ages was 108. Full stop. Find their present ages. Then in number 2, find the number such that when it is added to 3 and the sum halved, the result is the same as when 5 is divided by the number. Then in number 3, a path 2 meters wide surrounds a circular pond, and the area of the path is half that of the pond. Then we're expected to find the radius of the pond in meters, correct to 3 significant figures. So we're about to start, and then we're starting as usual from number 1. So, solution number 1. Number 1 says that a man is now 4 times as old as the son and 8 years ago. So let us use a letter to represent the present age of the son. Let the son's age now equal to x. Therefore, the father's age now should be 4x. But we are told that 8 years ago, the product of their ages was 108. 8 years ago means that we have to subtract 8 from each of the number of years. 8 years ago, the son was x minus 8, while the father was 4x minus 8. But we are told that 8 years ago the product of their ages was 108. That means, bringing them together, it means that x minus 8 multiplied by 4x minus 8 will give us 108. And then, in order to expand, to go further, we have x times 4x will give us 4x squared. X times minus 8 will give us minus 8x. Minus 8 times 4x will give us minus 32x. And then minus 8 times minus 8 will give us plus 64, which is equal to 108. Then we have to bring everything together, and that will be 4x squared. This and this will give us 40 minus 40x. So that will be minus 40x plus 64 minus 108. Minus 108 equal to 0. And then if we simplify further, we have 4x squared minus 40x minus 44 is equal to 0. Because if you remove 64 from 108, you are going to get this. So in order to continue, we have to come over here, and then If you look at this, you discover that we can use 4 to divide everything so that we simplify further. And that will give us 4x squared all over 4 minus 40x all over 4 minus 44 all over 4 is equal to 0. If you divide, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 10, this is 1, this is 11. Which means we are now having x squared minus 10x minus 11 equal to 0. And then here we can use any method to solve, either general formula, completing the square, or factorization. But I think we can use factorization. A situation whereby we find two values that will multiply themselves to give you minus 11, and when you add or subtract, you get the middle number. And that the two numbers should be minus 11 and plus 1. And these numbers are the coefficients of x. So we'll now break this down to involve these two numbers. And that will be, coming back here, we are now going to have x squared minus 11x plus x minus 11 equal to 0. Remember that I said that these values are the coefficients of x. And if you check, you discover that this and this will give us this. So we factorize by grouping. In this one, we have x common, x minus 11 plus what is common here is 1. X minus 11 equal to 0. And in order to move on, we have x plus 1, that is this and this, into x minus 11 equal to 0. And from here we can now see that x plus 1 is either 0 or x minus 11 equal to 0, which means that x is either minus 1 or x equal to 11. So we are going to ignore this minus 1 because we cannot describe somebody's age with negative. That shows that we can continue by saying that therefore the son's age now equal to 11 years, while the father's age now equal to 4x, which is 4 times 11, and that is 44 years. So that settles that. So we are going over to number 2. That's the second question. Okay. And the second question says that we are to find the number such that when it is added to 3 and the sum halved, let the number be y. So when you add y to 3 and halve the number, it means you are dividing by 2. That means we have y plus 3 then divided by 2. We were told that it is the same thing as when 5 is divided by a number. The result is the same thing as when 5 is divided by the number. That means that this is equal to 5 over y. Then we cross multiply and then continue. So this will give us y into y plus 3 equal to 5 times 2. and that is y squared, y times y, and then y times 3. 3y equal to 10. That gives us y squared plus 3y minus 10 equal to 0. Again, we can also apply any method here, but I think we should apply factorization straight away. And that will involve 5 and 2. So we have, because 2 times 5 is 10, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So we are going to use plus 5 and minus 2 as the factors we are looking for. So breaking it down, we have y squared plus 5y minus 2y minus 10 equal to 0. And that brings us to y into y plus 5 minus, what is common here is 2 bracket y plus 5 equal to 0. So continuing, we have continuing from there, we have y minus 2 into y minus 2 into y plus 5 equal to 0. And from here we can go straight and find the values, because from here we can see that it's either that y minus 2 equal to 0 or y plus 5 equal to 0. Therefore, y is either 2 or minus 5. So these are the numbers we are the answer to the question. So if you check any of the values, you will discover that what we have is correct. So we have y equal to 2 or minus 5. And then the last number we're about to solve, that's number 3. So question number 3. And question number 3 says a part 2 meters wide surrounds a circular pond, and the area of the part is half that of the pond. We are to find the radius of the pond correct to 3 significant figures. So in this case, we have to draw the pond first and the part surrounding it. So assuming that this is the pond and then the part we are talking about is this. Then let us take this to be the center. If you watch, we are now having 2 circles, bigger circle and then the smaller circle. And it is, when you want to find the area of the part, is the area of the bigger circle minus area of the smaller circle. It is the smaller circle that encloses the pond. So we are saying that let us take this to be our small r, and then from here to the center should be our capital R. And remember, we were told that this is 2 meters wide. So which means that our big R from this, our big R is the same thing as small r plus 2. That is because from here to here is small r, from here to here is 2 meters. So, but for us to find the area of the part, it is the area of the bigger circle minus area of the smaller circle. Area of the part is equal to area of the bigger circle should be pi capital R squared, while the area of the smaller circle should be minus pi small r squared. But we are told that the area of the part is half that of the pond, which is equal to 1 over 2 pi r squared, because pi r squared should be the area of the pond. This is the pond now. So we now continue from here. And you discover that pi is common. So we can use pi to divide through. And then that will lead us to r squared minus small r squared equal to 1 over 2 r squared. I have used pi to divide everything, reducing it to this. But from here, we know that capital R is small r plus 2. So that means we have small r plus 2 all squared minus small r is equal to 1 over 2 r squared. The next thing is that for us to remove the fraction, we have to multiply through by 2. And that means we have 2 bracket small r plus 2 all squared minus 2 r squared equal to r squared. If you multiply through by 2, this is what you are going to get. The next thing for us to do is to expand. And that will be 2 brackets r plus 2 into r plus 2 minus 2r squared equal to r squared. Yes, I am now expanding this before I multiply through by these two. So that will give me 2 into r times r squared plus 2r plus 2r plus 4. Then close your bracket minus 2r squared equal to r squared. Okay. Now we collect like terms and move on. That will give us 2 into r squared plus 4r, that's 2 plus 2, plus 4 minus 2r squared equal to r squared. Then opening our bracket, we are going to have 2r squared, that this time this, then plus 8r plus 8, using 2 to multiply whatever is in the bracket, minus 2r squared equal to r squared. And if you watch, you can remove this because 2r squared minus 2r squared is 0. And that will give us 8r plus 8 equal to r squared. Then you have to bring everything together. From there, we have to bring everything together. So in doing that, it will now be, I'm bringing everything from here to this side. As I said earlier, if you check here, this general form of quadratic equation, and in this place, we have our a is 1, our b is minus 8, and our c is equal to minus 8 also. So we have to substitute it in the formula. In this case now, r will be equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, which is minus bracket minus 8 plus or minus square root of 8 minus a squared minus 4 times 1, then times minus 8, everything over 2 times 1. And that will lead us to 8 plus or minus square root of 64 plus 32 all over 2. That is, we are still continuing with value of r. So from there we come over here. We come over here and simplify further. That will give us 8 plus or minus square root of 64. 64 plus that should give us 96. 96 all over 2, because we are looking for the values of r. So in that case, the square root of 96, the square root of 96 is equal to 8 plus or minus 9, approximately 9.80, everything over 2. Therefore, our r should be equal to 8 plus 9.80 all over 2, or 8 minus 9.80 all over 2. And if you go further, that will give us 17.80 all over 2, or minus 1.80 all over 2. But we are not going to consider the negative because we are talking of the value of r, that's the radius of the pond. That means we are going to have, if you use this to divide, we are going to have 8.90. So the answer, the final answer is 8.90 meters. That's the radius of the pond. So, and that's the end of the answer to the questions. As you have listened to this, as you have watched it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.